Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hoon Dok Hae, together with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today is Friday, the 15th of April, or the 15th of March, in the 10th year of Hoon Dok. So let's begin with a bow to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 4. 전위국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 찬조 이사인 천주태 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 4. Our family, the owner of Hoon Dok, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity and happiness by centering on true love. Yeah, I'd like to ask Bruce if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Come here this morning to prepare for this day and this coming events and incredible excitement in the spiritual world. And we really want to invite you into our lives this day. We know that we struggle against things and still our habitual lives are redirecting us, and we have to keep correcting ourselves and really being able to follow the principal way. So of course we pray for our efforts to go to our true mother's well-being, her physical strength. We know that she'll offer everything she has of her power to be able to fulfill the goals that we have, and also her health and really spiritual victory, Father. So as this world becomes better and better, we see that you are removing evil from the world. There seems so much turmoil in the world because now we can see that good things are happening, so the opposite things are also happening, and people are struggling, not wanting their unprincipled lives to change. So we're so grateful for our true parents and grateful for everything that's coming in the future. We pray so much to activate our local communities and be able to really get back to our grassroots, the beginning of our first love, as true mothers asked us to rekindle the first love we had when we met the principal, incredible, astounding belief we had, expectation we had, the world would be changed in a very short time. Father, we've seen rain, floods. What is that doing? It's purifying everything. You're preparing everything for people to be reborn, individuals, not positions, not laying foundation. Father's already done that, but really preparing the soil now for individuals who can change this world to come to life, to really be changed. So we thank you now and we offer this prayer this day in the name of Chris and Debbie Bruce and Chris family. Jew.
Thank you, everyone. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka, who's sharing today from Japan. Thank you.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this morning Hoon Dok Hae. Today is also a beautiful day. Let's put our Johnson and heart and let's begin the day. And yesterday, thank you, Mrs. Silvana, for your beautiful MC. So this time period, there are many kind of providential event in Korea centering on through Yamada. So before, all things was happen through only online, but from now on, this online together with offline will be organized together. So even those mixing period, but we put Johnson beyond the space and beyond the time and joining and attending together. This is important. So yesterday also I arrived to Japan well, and now preparing. After Hoon Dok Hae, I will go to airport to go to Korea. So time period from Korea and Australia is 1 hour. And tomorrow there is a pledge service and the blessing ceremony. So maybe early morning we are moving in Korea. So I hope Reverend John will continue to organize this Hoon Dok in the morning, and everyone also join the pledge service and also blessing ceremony. So this time period, Yamada try to organize and encourage to reflect past 21 months and prepare for the future 60 months providence. So all things will be going to happen this time. So let's put our Johnson in the heart and together, unite together with our true mother. So I have flyer, so I want to show this flyer. This is a tomorrow event. Cheongguk pledge service to celebrate the 62nd Cosmic Holy Wedding Anniversary of the True Parents of Heaven, Earth, and Humankind, the 55th Heavenly Parents Day, and the 63rd True Parents Day. So it will be happening tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Korean time. So all leaders in Korea go to Cheongguk and to attend this pledge service. So I hope it will be broadcast tomorrow, right, Reverend John?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, I think 8 a.m. Sydney time. So please also join well. And tomorrow, next event, this one is the next event, 2022 Hyeojong Cosmic Blessing Festival, hosted by the True Parents of Heaven, Earth, and Humankind, celebrating the 62nd anniversary of True Parents' Holy Wedding. So after pledge service, people move to Peace Center, World Peace Center, and it will be held at 9 a.m. Korean time. So I believe each church or center will be preparing this celebration or blessing ceremony. So some country, maybe Sydney, will be two-way, directly connected to Korea. So maybe people could see your face, I believe. So those things will happening tomorrow also. And the Monday, there is another event. So this event is this ceremony to offer our resolve to successfully dedicate Cheongguk. So 10 a.m. Korean time on April 17. This is Sunday, right? So those things will be happening. I believe this will be also broadcasted on the website, online. So anyway, those information is coming always. So please adjust in each nation or each center how to join and how to organize. Then we can connect ourselves. Even we are staying physically different place, but everything is carried on spiritually or even beyond the time and space. So each nation, each center, during this time, let's put together, let's join together. And also Easter time in the same time, right? So we will celebrate and pray together. So Christianity and our God's providence, everything we will join together to connect to our heavenly parents and true parents. So this is a several event. So during this event time, I believe if there is not so much early morning program, I will chair the Hoon Dok Hae to share some several situations in the Korea. So I hope we can share continuously this time period. Okay. So last 2 days ago, it was unsealed. So Reverend Arnold shared the beautiful message about story of the True Parents' visitation to Solomon Island. I think 17 years ago already. So it was a great time. Many our True Parents really offer the Johnson, heaven guided, and all our brothers and sisters prepared to welcome True Parents. So Reverend Arnold shared the behind the story. So at that time, there are many the opposition. They try to stop True Parents to come to Solomon Island. So even True Parents arrived to airport in Solomon Island, but they could not come out. Even more than 4 hours. So that time, three parents continuously visited to many countries. And also after long travel by airplane to come to Solomon Island, but still have to stay in the small room for more than 4 hours. How much it was difficult. Of course, true father accepted everything and to really pray for the nation. But how about physically? Of course, true father accepted even the limitation of physical situation. But true mother always spend time together with true father, and one of the most concern focusing point for true mother was for true father's health and really guiding everything. That's why always true mother staying with true father. How much true mother could see true father's physical limitation. True father was already 85 years old. True father doesn't explain challenging or difficulty of himself. That true mother always stay together and really help and support and even really guiding everything. So true mother was very nervous and worried. We could imagine. That's why true mother maybe gave a strong message to our brothers and sisters. But anyway, finally, it was successfully finished in Solomon Island, and true parents' visitation made one of the great history in the history of Solomon Island. So we could see those our members, leaders, Johnson, patient, and overcoming. And that's why all our nation itself could inherit true parents, true love, and true parents' heart. So anyway, thank you, Reverend Arnold, to share your beautiful historical story together with Reverend John. You are also the historical figure in Solomon Island together with true parents and another brother and sisters. And yesterday, Reverend John also shared a beautiful message about true parents. We have to become the true olive tree, right? So through receive blessing, we have to be changed to true olive tree, and we have to create God's ideal nation of Choniguk in this world. So through Hoon Dok, we can learn and connect with God's heart. So thank you, our Reverend John also. So today, go to True Mother's Anthology, Global Unity through True Parents. So from today, we will go to the next chapter. Until before, we are leading Global Mission Strategy for National Restoration, and it was chapter 1, Heavenly Tribal Messiah Activities and Reviving the Church. So True Mother is mentioning how to pioneer and how to fulfill the providence and witnessing. And we have to create the beautiful atmosphere, more than early moment, more than early time, with Holy Spirit, with love, and with truth. So those involvement through witnessing and tribal Messiah, this is important. And from today, now going to the next chapter, this chapter 2 is our global mission strategy. So let's read our True Mother's message. So Mrs. Na, please read.
Tonggung and the international headquarters. I declare it is now time for all of you to unite with True Mother, with one mind and one body, no matter what, and to take action and live up to your beliefs, moving as a single organization. The providential history that began from Korea is the mainstream. Haven't I said that this will grow to become a great current that will sweep across the 5 oceans and 6 continents, and that all life will be resurrected in its wake? We must enthusiastically take action in making that a reality.
Yes, thank you very much. So Mother is talking about, and we have to think, where is our center? Where is our starting point? Where is our root? We have to understand and recheck, reflect this point again and again. Each of us have a several own thinking own plan and own situation. But even we are staying in any kind of circumstances, our center and our departure or starting point is our true parents. Now true father went to the spiritual world. Then who is leading as a central figure on this earth? This is true mother. That's why we have to totally unite with true mother. Mother said, the providential history that began from Korea is the mainstream. Haven't I said that this will grow to become a great current that will sweep across the 5 oceans and 6 continents, and that all life will be resurrected in its wake? We must enthusiastically take action in making that a reality. So, True Mother having a strong vision and power. So, through connecting, through uniting with True Mother, we can also take action and fulfill that to go become a great current and will sweep across the 5 oceans and 6 continents. So can you imagine this power? We will have a same spiritual power and go to the 5 oceans and 6 continents. So Mother is showing strong determination and vision to us. Okay, please read.
To accomplish this, you should all learn from the good examples that you heard in the reports from each region today and make effort to achieve similar things. You should hold Hoon Dok Hae every morning and offer devotion in your families and at church. Only then will you mobilize the spirit world. Now you have nothing to fear. You are not alone. The spirit world is working through you in a comprehensive way. You should be grateful for these busy but happy times when you can actually feel this happening and accordingly take action. Otherwise, you and your descendants will be left in bitter sorrow.
Yes. Do you feel?
2014.
Yes, thank you. Do you feel the spiritual world action or involvement together with you, together with us? Yes. Mother also said, you should hold Hoon Dok Hae every morning and offer devotion in your families and at church. Only then will you mobilize the spirit world. Now you have nothing to fear. You are not alone. The spirit world is walking through you in a comprehensive way. That's why Mother is mentioning that. Now we offer the Chonson. When we continue our Hoon Dok, then spiritual world is working together with us and we don't fear anything. We don't have nothing to fear and we are not alone. Always our absolute good spirit, our heavenly parents, spiritual world, to parents working together with us, and we will go forward. So this message was spoken on October 27, 2014. So I think maybe during the leaders meeting time, Mother is mentioning and sharing again and again. Now era was changed. Spiritual world is working together. 3 parents here, and now era is the era of Chonikuk. So we will go forward. So Mother's message always to encourage and encourage and encourage. So please read.
If you want to become a great current and race toward the vast ocean, all the smaller currents along the way must combine. Through the Chonchongwon and through the mission headquarters, centered here in Chonchonggung, we are globally one. All organizations must become financially independent. To achieve this, you must make effort. You must invest devotions. Now I am trying to appoint young people for the sake of our future generations. From now, the age group will continue to become younger. This is necessary for the sake of our future.
Yes, thank you. So Mother already departed and started the providence with those vision. So around that, at that moment, 2014, still there was not international headquarters. That time, just the World Mission Department, not like this time. So, and also that time, we are not sure how to operate the nation of Chonikuk. But after 2013, Chirumada's declaration of nation of Chonikuk, already Chirumada was planning and they are leading those providence. This proclamation was not only the spiritual world. And during the 7 years course until 2020, Mada determined to restore the 7 nations and 7 religions. But in the same time, how to create the system to organize the nation of Chonikuk and organize and lead the world. So Chon Jong-won, do you know Chon Jong-won? Through parents created the 5 institutions, and Chon Jong-won is one of that. Chon is heaven, Jong, second one, Chon is heaven, Jong is kind of the role of politics, role of the some national assembly to organize the nation, and one is institution. So Chirumada already proclaimed about the things, and next year Chonongun will be established. So Chonongun has the same meaning, kind of the headquarters of the world for the society and the nation and the world. So next year, I think May 2023, this will be inaugurated and established, and this lead the world providence. So Mada is mentioning that we have to independent economically or financially also, right? And we have to raise up many young peoples, and the practice is needed. So our Oceania, we are also doing effort to try to independent financially and try to raise up many young leaders or young peoples. Now we could see the past and the process and money potential and possibility. So you could see our changing. So really, please see, please wait, and please put our effort together. So now Oceania also connect with our true parents, those vision. Okay, please read. Mrs. Na?
You have to raise your successor. That is why after True Father Songwa, the first thing I did was reinvigorate the education of second-generation members. Take the history of Christianity, for example. It took more than 300 years for Christianity to be recognized by Rome. We have to be different. We have to achieve the same feat while true parents are still on earth. In order to do that, all organizations and everything must become united and become one in heart and body as we harvest results. 2014.
Thank you. So Chirumada is not only looking and taking providence for current situation. Chirumada already imagine the preparing even the world after Chirumada go to the spiritual world. How to inherit this tradition to the next generation. How to lay and remain this tradition and culture and system to the next generation. And how those to fulfillment and to continuation of heavenly parents' providence going on. So those things Chirumada is organizing in the same time. Current providence and also the preparation for the future history. So Mada also to parents mentioned about Oceania is 14 nations. 14 nations of Oceania is one nation. So we also put our showing the model, connect with our those future vision and to support and live together beyond the nation and beyond our races and area. And we show the vision and the model and live for the heavenly unified world. This is really our way. So Mada is continuously mentioning, not only this time, even preparation for the next world. So now, even whatever we do, those things will be remaining for the next generation. That's why we are creating the history we are also the historical figure. So this time totally unite with True Mother, and really let's show to True Mother, we are here. We are continuously do our best, and we will inherit, and we will also create for the next world. So Mother is really showing and explaining the things. So really I'm appreciate, and surely this the special providential event time in Korea, Mother will give the new message. So we will receive, and we will learn again, and we will go continuously. So this is the Mother's message. So next I want to share about the word of Cheonsonggyong. Now True Father is mentioning about the true love. Purpose of God's creation and purpose of God's existence is also for others, for object partner. This purpose, this meaning is also same between husband and wife. Husband is existing for wife. Wife is existing for husband. And also this is the purpose for living on this earth. So Father said, true love is not two, but one. It is unique. But no matter how unique and absolute love is, there would be serious problem if it were changeable. Therefore, love also must be eternally unchanging. So our love between husband and wife should not be changeable. How about our love between husband and wife? Today has a good love. Tomorrow is no more love. The day after tomorrow, we have a love again and no love again. How about attitude to our husband and wife? When you receive blessing, do you remember the moment when you receive blessing? 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that commitment and that time love, relationship, it was developing or getting far and far or losing our true love or commitment. So during earthly lifetime, we have to develop more and make perfect our love and they are prepared to the next world, right? So Father is also mentioning when we live centering on God's providence and God's plan to live for the sake of others, then we can have a happy life and happy moment. So from ourselves, we have to practice and live like this, centering on principle and true love. And after that, we also share this beautiful principle to another brother and sisters to the world. So this is the role of ourselves. So let's read the part. So Mrs. Na, please.
Adam and Eve are the body of the absolute creator. They were made to be his body. The substantial world was meant to stimulate him, but God, being an incorporeal existence, cannot relate to it directly. So God, who was dwelling in the minds of Adam and Eve, hoped that they would grow to maturity. However, while God was waiting for them to mature, Adam and Eve fell. If they had not fallen, their children would have been God's sons and daughters, inheriting his direct lineage. God was to have been the root of our lineage. He was to have been the root of love. But due to the fall, the root based on God's love was not secured.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, this year is the 40 years anniversary, right? 6,000 couple blessing. Wow, really, you did hard work or a great job. 40 years after blessing. So anyway, after Adam and Eve's fall, totally God's plan and our life was separated and went to the different way. If ancestor was not fall, and if new history was created, what kind of world would be happening? Can you imagine that? You have a physical parents, right? If your physical parents were not fallen, already original men and women good man, good father, and good mother without any foreign nature. And always your parents showing how much exciting to live for the sake of others, how much exciting to sacrifice for others, and really love and embrace and sacrifice. If your parents had this kind of person and culture, what do you feel? How about can you imagine your early childhood time? It was same or different, right? And also, how about yourself? If you don't have any foreign nature, if you don't have any kind of original sin, always you can feel the excitement to live for the sake of others and really create the happiness. And even you can find many special possibility or potential inside of yourself, which were given by God. What do you think? If we could have, if we could have those kind of life, it would be great, right? God created like this. God had those plans for each of us originally. That's why how much this sadness of human fall and how much important to restore the original God's plan and God's purpose of creation. So we could really see that. So please read.
What okay.
Okay.
After he created our first ancestors, Adam and Eve, what standard did God want to uphold for them? He absolutely did not intend to keep them in a milieu of sorrow, pain, and happiness and unhappiness. God created Adam and Eve as the base of his work, the nest of his heart, and the object partners of his love. God is naturally the God of goodness. Since the God of goodness created this world, he created it to be good. The environment in which Adam and Eve dwelled should also have been good. This was God's purpose and the idea at the time of creation.
Yes, thank you. So Father said he absolutely did not intend to keep them in a milieu of sorrow, pain, and unhappiness. God created Adam and Eve as a base of his work, the nest for his heart, and the object partners of his love. So this was God's expectation and wishes and hope. And really God tried to stay together with Adam and Eve with happiness and with peacefulness and really the comfortable moment. This was God's ideal. Okay, please read.
What was God's attitude when he created Adam and Eve as his object partners of love? It was to invest everything for them and then forget how much he had done. This is the basic spirit behind the origin of the cosmos. However, when Adam and Eve fell, they reversed this principle. God sacrificed himself and invested himself completely to create them as his second selves and his object partners. He wanted his object partners to be even better than himself. But human beings, ever since the fall, are inclined to sacrifice others for their own sake. That is why this fallen world promotes selfish individualism. It brings about destruction and a hell on earth that has spread worldwide. This is our present world.
Yes, so thank you very much. That's why our world became totally opposite world, which heavenly parents planned in the beginning. Because of that, God was suffer the whole history time. And even the person who are creating this world, human beings also are suffering a lot and living under the pain or sadness. So how much it was a suffering or a sadness history. So those history was happened before, and now it was happening, and it is happening in this current era, and also in the future. It might be happening if we don't change, if we don't create, or if we don't really transform this world. So now to the parents is giving the message and leading the providence. But true parents' message is not only talking about ideal situation. True parents is talking the ideal situation and the original plan, and in the same time, they are leading and they are creating and changing this world into the new God's ideal nation and the world. So now already time has come. We can welcome those ideal nation of Choniguk, right? We could imagine there was God's plan, and now centering on true parents. We should establish and we should create those beautiful ideal person. We have to create beautiful ideal family and ideal tribe, nation, and the world. What kind of world we can inherit to the next generation? So Jesus also said, kingdom of heaven on our hand, right? And father and mother emphasize many times, we can restore the Choniguk, and we can establish the nation of Choniguk. And now this is time. Now is the time to create the beautiful moment and welcome, live together in the kingdom of heaven on earth. Together with this vision, together with this heart, and yet let's go with our true mother. Unite well and offer the victory and happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So really this time, there are many kind of event is coming. So let's really pray well and put that Johnson. In last breakout session time, there was one announcement. Tomorrow, there is blessing, right? And many our second gen brothers and sisters, Reverend Lims, eldest sister, daughter, or Mrs. Jennings, or son, or many people is joining. And also, you know, our Mrs. Na also will receive blessing tomorrow. So she really overcame many situations and finally receive blessing tomorrow. So really also can celebrate, really also congratulate. So anyway, tomorrow is the blessing ceremony. Our many blessed families, our second generation and third generation will receive and to have a historical moment. So let's join together, celebrate together, and really let's create the great moment. Anyway, thank you for joining today's morning Hoon Dok Hae. Today become the beautiful day. Let's put our chonso in the heart and let's offer the victory to our heavenly parents and true parents. Thank you very much once again. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you very much, Yutaka, for sharing and taking the time to be with us here, and really for us to get a deeper understanding of the providence and all of the events that are happening. This is really an exciting time right now as we prepare for the blessing, and congratulations now to be blessed. It's great. So we'll be having an open session. So I was reflecting on Mother saying all organizations work as one, and all organizations become financially independent, and then all organizations and everything become united in one heart and body. I was reflecting on that. I mean, that's the global unity. I mean, not just, I mean, our movement will model it first. And so, all the organizations, UPF and Family Fed and the youth, IAYSP, all of those organizations come together. Women's Fed, they're our most dramatic, and Women's Fed, as Mother and Father both said, eventually will become family, and so they're all merged together to be one global family. And I was thinking that we will model it, and then around the world that will happen. All the organizations around the world. And the reason to be financially independent, that's part of the process of those three things, that is like the cornerstone for Chongyol-guk, which is interdependence, mutual prosperity and universal values. interdependence means that we stand on our own 2 feet, as to say, and yet work together as one. And that's really consolidating God's original principle, which is living for the sake of others. And then we heard that because of Adam and Eve's fall, they reversed the principle. And Father said, we became people that sacrificed others for our own sake. And because the fall has reached the world level, and that's what we see happening around the world. That's why there's so many conflicts that we don't even want to hear about it. The conflicts happening throughout Africa, throughout the Middle East, because we're separate from it. We don't want to know or to feel that pain. But reflecting on that, that this time we really are working towards all the organisations working together and to become financially independent, and that makes me feel that our here in Australia and in the Peace Embassy, we want to do that ourselves, to be financially independent, where we can actually give to others. So our Peace Embassy development plan is will succeed this time, and we will make a substantial change. And so not only the organisations in Australia, but the organisations in New Zealand to work together as one. And then finally, everyone in Oceania, as Yutaka said, that Father already sees us as being one nation, and that to really invest ourselves by practicing the principle of living for the sake of others, so that we do reverse the reverse and put it back to being the right way. So I was inspired to hear all organisations to work together, and Mother is really making that happen as we see the whole reorganisation. And then as the leaders meet in Korea, to be happy when everyone's replaced by young, exuberant youth, who will lead our movement into the future. And so focusing on the education of the youth so that they take up that responsibility. We're always told that the leaders should always be preparing the next person to take their place, and to happily pass on that responsibility to the next generation. And so I was just reflecting like that as listening, and thank you everyone, and open it up for others to comment. Thank you. Yes, Randall, go ahead.
Sorry to hear about your computer being hacked there, Doug. Down in King Island, you really need your computer, so I hope you can get that fixed up soon. Awesome news about your blessing, Na. I was talking to an ex-member that came back, and he said, you never really leave. The feeling is always there. And I was on a Facebook chat group with a few ex-members that were expressing their resentment at different times and things like that. And I was saying, I heard one time Father's attitude towards people that leave. He said, we're in a spiritual battle. And if this was any other type of battle, any other war, then any casualties will be seen as heroes, because they had to go through things where it was so difficult to survive through. So the members that had left, I have no, ill feeling against them. And actually, I'd like to be able to work in a way to help, try and recontact some of them and see if there's still that flame there that, wants to come back. As a matter of fact, my sister-in-law, she married my brother while I was overseas, and had only heard about this Mooney brother-in-law and didn't know much about me. So when I came back for Christmas, she cornered me for 3 days and was asking me questions. And one of the questions was, if you ever left the Unification Church, what would you do? And I said, give me a bit of time to think about that one. And I came back and I said, do you know how you asked me the question? Yeah. So I worked it out. If ever I leave the Unification Church, then I would probably join the Unification Church. I may take a few years to do that, but, I don't see any hope for world peace anywhere else. So, yeah, I'm sure, this is an awesome example now to, come back and, God really loves you. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Randall. Thank you. Greg Hansen, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'm really impressed that we can have this Hoon Dok together, from especially Reverend Yutaka from Japan, and that's still continuing in this time. So when leaders went away in the past, some of us felt more abandoned or just on our own, but just the effort to run this Hoon Dok is incredible for Reverend Yutaka and John also. Thanks, John. And I'm also impressed very much with True Mother, who's organized these organizations, the 5 organizations mentioned. Just how everything is getting well structured is just incredible. But I do have a theological question, which came up in the Chon Songyong, and that is that God cannot relate directly to the creation. And this is a question I had a long time, and sometimes I think I understand it, and then other times I don't think I understand it. So I need some help on this. And in the reading today, it was saying that Adam and Eve were God's body, their substantial body, because God couldn't directly, God being invisible and having no form, no physical form, couldn't directly interact or relate to the creation. But I asked one workshop leader one time, way back, I said, well, how about the flood? Did God cause Noah's flood? And he said, well, no, this happened because of Noah's Chongsong, or Noah's faith, laid the foundation for that flood to happen. Then I asked another brother in a different workshop. He said, God has the power to do things in creation, to control creation. So I'm wondering about how God really relates to creation. And then reading Mrs. Yu's book, she says that God created Adam and Eve, and then they fell, and then God was considering, or could have created a second Adam and Eve and started all again. But because of the human responsibility and the fact that they may fall, possibility they may fall again, the second lot, then God had to kind of persevere. That was from her viewpoint, from her line. So my question is then, God created everything and created human beings, Adam and Eve, out of nothing, but we just read that God cannot directly relate. Does it mean control, relate to the creation? So how does that work together? Sometimes I think I understand, sometimes I don't. So can someone help me on that one?
Wow. Yes, that question of looks like Randall wants to have a shot at answering that. I'll let him have a go. Yeah.
From what I understand, the indirect dominion and direct dominion is of heart. Indirect dominion, there's still laws, there's still, influence on nature. So it could very well be that when the flood was there, when Jesus calmed the waves, when these different things were around, that God could take an influence there within the basic laws of nature that he had already set up. So he couldn't, do anything against the laws of nature. Otherwise, it's basically saying, I failed when I made the earth. I made it, okay, I have to intervene every now and then. That is not the way, but there is still laws and things that he can use to influence things. But as far as the emotional connection of, riding the horse, patting the dog, taking photos of birds like Barbara is doing all the time, it's these creatures, yeah, hi Barb, these creatures really respond to us in different ways, and they're looking for joy. That is the motive that God had, and animals do respond to joy, and that is the dominion that we have over creation as well. They are looking for that heartistic connection. And once we are in the direct dominion, then through our connection of heart with God, then he can experience the nature directly through us, artistically. And so it's, much, and then it's there to the full potential. We're not getting the full potential at the moment. It's my understanding.
Very good. Thank you, Randall. Thank you. Nara has her hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to thank all brothers and sisters for your congratulations. And it's, yeah, for me, I never really did leave. What had happened was something that caught me by surprise, and I never really had anything against the church or anyone. And it was myself will to reconnect with the church too anyway. It's really interesting because even though I was a home church and having my children, I was still thinking about witnessing, and that's how I kind of introduced matapa during that time. And even when True Parents came to New Zealand for the first time to inaugurate the Women's Federation, our church minister that Matapai and I went to church to were the ones that gave mothers garland of flowers. So I was still witnessing, even though, my condition wasn't really what the principal standard was. So yeah, it's different, like it's not like you were against the church and you never really leave. So, but it has been a course of, yes, suffering, and yeah, so things change after some years. If you just believe that I knew that God was a God of grace, that he would not, the principle teaches us that eventually the whole world will be restored. So yeah, you just go by that. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nara, and congratulations, and thank you, everyone. It's actually time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen and let's pray together. Adieu. 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 Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Hugs.
Nice trip.
Thanks, Randall.
Thank you, Randall. And I'm just beyond excited. Really answering a prayer. I just can't wait to chat. How do we chat with now?
Ring her. She's got the phone. Give her a ring anytime.
That's a good idea. I have to get a number from someone.
Yeah, our internet's down at the
Thank
moment.
you,
so we're
everyone.
on-
She's at Parnell. Give her a ring.
Thanks, you're you, Catherine.
You cheeky possum.
Good, thank you, darling. We will.
Bye bye all.